But let's get started with Infra Arcana. This is latest build. Not too much notable to say other than apparently there's a bug with the UI selection, so I might have to recompile. That could get a little bit awkward depending on how saves work. But and the weird and rare gun, what's it called? I forget the name of the gun. It fires incinerator. The incinerator gun has apparently gotten a revamp, which is good because it was very buggy before. I don't actually have the details on that. We're going to start out with Rogue. This is another decent class to get started with the game with. War Vet's probably your best bet if you're new to the game. Each class, Occultist is actually a set of 4 different classes. If you want to get started with Occultist, Invocation is the strongest one and probably the strongest start in the game for just like winning purposes. Clairvoyant is probably the hardest start, conversely. But yeah, each of the classes start with like a trait or maybe 2, and then also some innate things that are only available to that trait. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back again. What's up, Shaded Knight? Nice breakfast sandwich warrior that you've constructed there. If that's what I think it is. Really hard to tell. Maybe I should turn on night mode for chatty. So yeah, Rogue starts with passive shock reduction, extra 10% chance to spot hidden doors, traps, and monsters. Finding doors and traps gets you XP and is just a good thing to do. You don't want to step on traps, and doors are a thing you want to open and go through. Retain awareness of monsters. You'll sense them as they move out of view with like a little exclamation marker. Get a notification when unique monsters, which this game has some nasty ones, or artifacts are on a level. And starts with a very powerful Rod of Cloud Mines that instantly makes monsters forget you, setting up another stab opportunity or an escape. And they start with the Stealthy trait. We're going to actually start with Imperceptible, probably the best starting trait. There might be a stronger one, I doubt it, but it's also a good learning trait because you're really quite stealthy with this trait. It's an additional 45% chance to avoid detection. Turns out I do have a name. It is Gamma Funk. You sense an object of great power here. That means there's an artifact on the starting level. So that's pretty cool. That was weird. I hit space and nothing happened. Could be in that crypt right there. Well, that felt like that was really loud. Let's go check our sound settings here. I need to turn down our Infra Arcana a little bit. Okay, that's better. Let me know if that sound... Oh, okay, so we just opened up a room full of zombies. That's not great. I know that because of that growling sound. Not a good start. So we could cloud mines here. The main issue is that I have to break down that door to proceed. The other issue is they might find me. They won't open a door unless they have a reason to, so if I manage to... I mean, I have 2 Molotovs. Killing them has some benefit. There's probably not much in that room that they're in. I might get some zombie dust out of it. So I can go ahead and try both approaches. Didn't work because one of them woke up immediately. With this many in view, yeah. So what we're going to do is a Molotov. We're going to throw it here so that it lights the ground in front of us on fire. And then okay, that's still 3 zombies left. I don't want to have to use another one because that really sucks, but I've only got 2 bullets and I have to load these bullets one at a time, so I almost kind of forces my hand here, unfortunately. That was just an especially nasty room. I could go ahead and use dynamite. Maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna now walk back. Okay. Shut this. I'm gonna go ahead and reload and then, all right. We're gonna kick this guy back again. We're gonna have to shoot him. Hope that not every single bullet missed, and now we have a real problem because we just totally ran out of bullets, and of course this guy generated. Okay. Thankfully he doesn't have that much HP, but that was, wow. That was quite an introductory room. Again, perhaps I should have broken down this door. It would have been an escape opportunity, but realistically, once I opened that one door, I don't know that I was getting away from those zombies. So that's just an especially bad starting area. Oh wow, there was more stuff back here. So we have a ton of shock right now. What happens with shock, for those who are not initiated, is that once it gets to 100%, you have 3 turns before you go insane, and then you get a bout of insanity. You can see Non has kind of tweaked the coloring stuff, so it's got some like different shades going on. If you get to 100% insanity, oh, there it is, the Horn of Malice. This corrupts the psyche of all those, causing them to. So this is sort of like the ring of, what is it called? Discord in NetHack. It makes monsters infight, but you have to expend a charge to use it. It works on monsters that are within hearing range, which unfortunately that's a little bit difficult. So I could just since I did get the artifact, I could just leave this level. There's certainly some left to be explored. I managed to make it out surprisingly with enough shock to kind of like walk by, or to make it, which is kind of surprising fighting that many zombies. Ideally, you fight zombies with around a corner, but for a rogue, it's not. If you're forced to fight them, it's not so easy because you don't really have what it takes to fight them one-on-one. You have to use some other tactic. Zombies very early on for rogue, you kind of mostly want to avoid until you at least get it like a +2 dagger, or can take the stabbing upgrade trait. I need to take dexterous before I can even take that trait. And dexterous is a good trait to take, so I'm happy to take it, but that means I'm not going to be able to upgrade my stabbing unless I get a better dagger. So do I want to risk and obviously take a bout of insanity just to explore the rest of this level? So, I mean, we got decent experience. I'm going to go ahead and say no to that. Every door has to be sealed, apparently. Yep, every door. Okay, these guys, I'm going to throw this knife at this giant spore, cause it to blow up, kill that snake. I don't know if I don't think I can kill these guys with they're sort of like, they'll die probably to a stab followed up by melee, but I'm not sure about that. Okay. Yeah, they're kind of slightly lower tier oozes, probably the easiest ooze, I guess. So they can die to just a stab, which is thankful. Okay, now I'm blind. Got an altar. We don't got spells, so it's not going to matter. I'll use brazier, knock those over. You can kick those to create a little cloud of 3x3 flames, which is very effective at putting a lot of monsters at bay. Got a monolith for some extra XP and a random switch. If you see a sealed door, it's a good idea to kind of shout. It'll give you info as to whether or not there's any dangerous monster in there, potentially. There are things like spiders that won't ever make a sound in response, so it's not a guarantee, but so let's go ahead and take dexterous. A lot of wolves. Found the exit. Got no less than 2 hidden doors here. I'll wait for this. Thankfully, I did not take a ton of damage from that wolf. You can see, oof. Okay, so once I open a switch, this guy's probably going to come out pouring out of here. So I want to be careful about that. There he showed up. A little bit unsafe to melee them sometimes when you have as bad of a weapon, a melee weapon, as a +1 dagger. Door that we apparently cannot open. Hey, pump shotgun with ammo, not bad. So this level's worked out pretty well. We have exactly 69% shock. That's the weed number. Okay, now there's not much point in shouting because I'm deaf. So you have to be careful. Walking around while deaf is pretty dangerous. The good news about this is that I will be able to pretty much rest it off. I'm going to go ahead and read this scroll over here. Because okay, so it's a scroll of summoning. That's not bad as a scroll, but, you know, the odds of me identifying it, I'd rather have access to a spell that's good now. Unfortunately, summon creature is not a very good spell at skill 1. The creatures that it makes are just really pretty feeble. So you can see that increased my shock a lot. I'm just going to rest off as much as I can of deafness, which is not much. Then we have to go down. Empty cabinet. Gotta remember that I have that Horn of Discord. There's a pupper. Stab, stab, stab. I'm waiting because these guys are in packs, so... Oh, deafness finally wore off. There we go. What we're really on the lookout for is a cultist priest because they have spells, they have daggers. That's good that we found the exit. Found a hammer. That'll be a nice like backup melee weapon and a weapon for us to destroy zombie corpses with, so that we won't be potentially as stuck. Deep water is super dangerous to walk into, and look at what happened. It was like clockwork. Let's see. Okay. They caught on fire, so this worked out much, much better than it could have. I got slowed by the cultist. I thought he was a priest, and I kind of just panicked and ran because he was casting spells at me. Amazingly, I did not take a ton of damage from the bloated corpse. So yeah, it was funny how I was just saying walking into water is dangerous, and then what goes and happens. So this is like a blind corner, so it's sort of like especially dangerous. Oh, look at this. Now that the monsters are probably out of here, it is quote unquote probably safe to walk in here. he says before something horrible happens. There is a switch. That is a flare, good. Okay, with these kind of doors, you kind of have to be really careful. These, like, if you open them, what can happen is there can be a monster with some sort of form of ranged attack right on the other side, and you're stuck in the middle of a hallway with no, like, real avenue of escape. Oh, good. Potentially opening up a room with monsters in it, but thankfully it did not. Even walking back through these areas can be dangerous because the audio isn't too quiet. I don't think it is. I'm not. Is there no random? Okay. I haven't heard any random sounds in a while. Okay, this is a fountain with shock reduction. There's a lot more to this level. Oh. Somebody heard us. Don't know how we get back there. I do want to see what it is. There has to be, 48% shock and not much else to explore. It's a sort of a risky thing. Okay, one of those guys, huh? Those aren't really worth dealing with. There's the ambient noise. We missed you. Ambient creepy sounds. Okay, you can see I can't really stab these guys. Oh, I can't really stab them because I was using my hammer. That is a thing that can get you killed as a rogue, is forgetting to wield your dagger again. Ugh. Ah, so that's what happened right there. Got a wound, and that's why you don't do this. It's so easy to get lazy and let that happen. And now you can see, gosh, how much. Apparently, I really badly wanted to go back in there, like super badly, to the point where I wanted to waste. Now I've heard of it. It seemed kind of like a roguelite. I'm not. I tend to not go for those sorts of games. Slay the Spire is one I really like, but that's like a really well designed game. From what vague stuff I recall hearing about, it didn't really sound like it would be quite up my alley. Hey, Floatboat, thank you for the 69 bits. That weed number again. Reload our little revolver. So I guess my stupidity, it was sort of like being slapped in the face and reminded not to play badly. So I just lost a med kit is really important for rogue because it's so easy to get damaged. So I lost my leather armor just trying to stab one of those bloated corpses. You really need to wait until you have like a lot more damage. Sawed-off shotgun. So your dagger stabs are silent. What can happen with the zealots is other monsters will alert them. I don't exactly know how that works. I don't know if they. Thank you for the. Is that a different version of Stay Hydrated bot? Oh, Stay Hydrated Human. I missed that. Well, thank you. I'm actually drinking coffee, which does hydrate you, to be fair. I mean, I am getting hydrated by drinking coffee. Yeah, nobody loves the Ogre Fire Elementalist. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the sort of stars. I've heard Yogi talk about it, I think. He tends to like to check out almost any game to sort of explore how like weird and broken it is, but I really like the stuff that's like clearly really well designed and is like doesn't have any scumming in it. It's like that's why DCSS and this game is actually pretty well balanced and designed overall. All I play right now is TRL. I don't know what TRL is. People want Froge. Surprisingly, they apparently do. Maybe Pleasing Fungus. Oh, traditional roguelikes. I've never heard that acronym before. It is kind of too easy, to be fair. Pretty easy. We got a lot of benign potions. We could go ahead and drink one of these. Oh, I only have 30% shock. And I have kind of explored. Oh, well, there's that area over it. There's a door. So that map, the white squares are doors. So that's how I know. That's how I know that that's where I need to go. We get more shock reduction and more nothing. Never have tried Incursion. On my list is sort of maybe get back into Cogmind at some point. Sill is on my list. I mean, that's sort of like... Uh-oh. Rip Sokoban. Yeah, I actually have a Ascension of a NetHack Rogue on my channel. It still is like the most viewed video on my channel with like 5K or something like that. Just because apparently really people wanted to see like a NetHack Ascension with a tile set. I use a tile set because I figured that would be a better introduction for people than showing the ASCII. Sil Q is good. Yeah, I've heard that that one is good. Before that, some DCSS devs, Kate and Elliptic, kind of maintained their own version of Sil, and then I think some of their patches were incorporated actually into the main game, but then I guess there hasn't been a release in a while. Got HDF. Torpid and those acronyms. I don't know what HDF is. Dwarf Fortress? Is that like a network dwarf fortress? Hard fought? Oh yeah, that's like the group of people that do a NetHack tournament or something like that. They MTF, you probably know who MTF is. He's the Roguelikes Discord admin. And he's like he does a lot of stuff with those guys. Hairy Dwarf Fortress. It's appropriate. Dwarves are known to be somewhat hairy. Alright, so do we want to drink some potions? This level was surprisingly empty. It didn't really have anything. We don't really have anywhere left to explore, and we have a lot of shock left. So, insight, if I quaffed it, would be useful. Okay, great. I now regret this, but at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. We have another scroll. In fact, I should have just read the scroll. Okay, we've already gotten our next level up. That's good. Let's take Vicious. This is going to add 150% more backstab damage. So I didn't talk about daggers. The way daggers work is that they have bad sort of base melee stats. Of course, they have great accuracy. Plus 20% is like the highest you'll see for a melee weapon. But if you stab, that is if you melee a monster that has that blue background unaware state, they get plus, so all weapons will give you, if you do that, a plus 50% damage. Daggers get an additional plus 300% damage. And then Vicious adds another 150%. I think I have a link. There you go. Yep, that's the homepage, and you can go to latest builds and download it. And I don't think there's any online support now. It wouldn't be the hardest game in the world to move to online because it's even simpler than DCSS, really. And it's also just another tile sheet based game. There's something moving in the dark there. But yeah, I recommend the latest development build generally because releases kind of take a long time and really good gameplay fixes. We're getting a little bit low on Lantern. But yeah, regularly really nice gameplay improvements happen. And no, what was that? Okay, so now we have a little bit of an issue. That was a stalker. Something shouted, which is a cultist or a priest. So I'm going to stab the stalker. Possibly killed it. I'm going to stab the cultist priest. That guy's really dangerous to let. So if I killed it, so I really lucked out there. I killed the stalker with one stab. So the reason why that was a good move is Cloud Mines made me unaware to both the priest who had just been woken up by the stalker, and the stalker who was obviously spotted me because I didn't know the stalker was there. Stalkers are invisible monsters that kind of hit for medium to light damage, but you can't see them, and unless you have See Invisible, you have to try to fight them with terrible accuracy because being invisible, they get a huge bonus to their ability to dodge hits, and obviously things like dynamite and fire or any form of explosion can be effective. So he hit me, and I used Cloud Mines immediately. That put the priest unaware of me, and also the stalker who's adjacent to me. So unless the stalker immediately woke up, I would get a stab opportunity, and I did it, and it worked. And I just taken Vicious, so that I kind of forgot about that as I was explaining this. So that means that I had extra damage, and this cultist priest dropped a +2 dagger, which is an improvement, and another scroll. You get a restraining order. Yep, I guess my +1 dagger was the restraining order. Ooh, that guy had a Tommy gun. That is not a weapon you want to get shot with. It will probably one-shot you. If you're a rogue with no armor like I am, it's almost certainly going to one-shot you. There's something in the water there that I've sensed. Fortunately, I can't see what it is. So I just shouted. That's okay. It was an actual cultist. Good to know. I'm going to move back here. I want his stuff to fall not in the deep water. Yeah, like you see, he had a cult, so I'll pick that up. Oh, uh-oh, there's a UI bug. It should be yellow. So we're going to drop this flak jacket. Don't want to take a hit to my stealth. Rename items. Well, it does, it does inline links. Yeah, it would probably try to run. That's probably a Twitch. I'm not really sure how that works. It's just the Nightbot chat feed widget, so it's probably just specific to that. How much shock do we have? 30%. I'm gonna go strolling in the dark. A lot safer than for most classes because stealth, as long as you don't make noise. There's a raven. Stabbity stab. There is the exit. That's good to have found. Yeah, I don't think you can inscribe in this game. I don't recall that is a feature. Hello, friend. Take the shotgun ammo. Line potion, some more shells. Now we're overweight again. We'll go ahead and drop our +1 dagger. The only benefit of that thing is that we could transmute it, which, speaking of transmuting, let's in fact, let's go stand over this dagger and okay, Dark Bolt, that's a great spell. Aura of Decay, another invocation. That's also a very useful spell. When you meme character dumps, I guess that's true. Well, even worse, the character dumps don't show like your entire inventory. Oh, summon creature. Has a scroll, it's not too bad. Ooh, 96% shock. So you notice that I'm no longer in darkness. Now it's dropped down to 76, 77%. That's because darkness adds an additional 20% temporary shock. This guy, I do not want to let him... My character is purple now because I have over 75% shock. So we got a lot of ammo, which is great. I'm going to switch over to my shotgun and make sure it's fully loaded. And we'll go ahead and leave that as the default weapon on my alternate slot because it's a lot more effective. Did I pick up? I did. Oh, I think I did. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm also reloading this Colt. So those will just be weapons to get some free, range damage. The revolver, the Colt, the Tommy gun, and the shotgun are much more effective. Tommy gun, I only have so much ammo, but it's highly effective. ASCII with good commentary and high speed. Yeah, that's... Well, NetHack is a fairly long game. I guess I can understand high speed. There's probably some good YouTube videos on there. I feel anxious. That means there's a unique on this level. That's good in that it's some extra XP. It's bad in that it's some extra danger. But Kazaya carries pretty good loot. So we found our unique. He instantly summons a crew. He's actually in a pretty good spot right here. What I think I'm going to do... Maybe I'll go ahead and drop. The problem is that the bloated corpse is in front, so he's going to cause a lot of the other zombies to kind of like mingle back as long as he's blocking them. Now what I can do is immediately move here. Cloud Mines didn't work because this little cheeky bastard immediately sensed me again. So that's unfortunate. We'll use my dexterous. I'm gonna, okay. Kick this guy back, and boom. Uh-oh. That's not ideal. Yeah, so we took some damage there. Again, that's not great. That zombie got kind of lucky, unfortunately. Despite my dexterous, managed to hit me. I could have used a summon creature potentially. Might want to do that here. This guy, I do have Dark Bolt, but I can't cast it more than probably... I have to Dark Bolt and then like throw a malign potion. That might be... Oh, I also could have used the Horn of Malice, but I think at this point I'll save the charge. So what I'm going to do is Dark Bolt this guy. Oh, right, I forgot. That's right, he's fast, so he's going to get an opportunity to... Well, we'll try... It's my only zombie dust. Guess I'll try it. Okay. Thankfully I'm not infected. Use this opportunity to reload. And use this opportunity to revolver. And then Use this opportunity to hammer. Of course. Okay, that was really not the way you want to do that, but it was what it was. I think I'll take the insanity hit. There are no more. Axe zombies are no longer a thing, Asham. They're just zombies now. They got sort of merged, which is nice. I think I'll just take this insanity hit. I think I'll also drop this dagger, so I'm just going to do some light inventory management. Okay, I got a phobia of reptiles. Not the end of the world. Okay, we got our zombie dust back. Since I just started it, yeah, they're still really nasty. Oh, and speaking of this, I need to. That wound also is a penalty to stealth, so it could have had an effect. Would have been nice to. Yeah, I recommend checking out the latest version. It's had some really nice changes. Another 20%. Now I'm blind. Is the exit? Oh, don't forget. Hey, that's good. Got some medical equipment. Secret water area. I'll wait for that trap to disperse. Everyone for Ghoul. Ghoul is like really hard at the start, to be fair. It's so brutal at the beginning. Once you get one going, though, they're really strong. But yeah, it's good that you've won every class because so few people that I see. There's me and GJ, really good IA player who I think you would have to say is the best Infra Arcana player. But he posts wins regularly, and I post them too. Not as much. Oh, once again with. Okay, thankfully the stab took care of the stalker. That's one thing nice about Rogue is they have a easier time with. Okay, that is a mind worm. So one other change you may not be used to, Asham, is that worms are now slow, blind, and they can only hear at a short range. And they're much more resistant to piercing weapons like bullet shots, from pistols and revolvers. Also, revolvers are a new type. There's two new ranged weapons, revolvers and rifles, Winchester rifles. Rifles are kind of like reverse shotguns. They're quite good at range and do nice damage, but they're not as good close up, and they also have fairly limited ammo. And revolvers are basically what cultists walk around with now. They're basically slightly worse than cult. Well, cultists also have cult weapons too. They don't only have revolvers. Okay, so I'm able to tiptoe past. Oh, I really did not want to do that. I'm gonna go put on this leather jacket. Hopefully that mind worm. Yeah, he's already forgotten about me. So I'm just gonna walk past these guys. Now you don't have to like fight every single mind worm and regular worm that you come into contact with, so that's really nice. Guess we can try to get. Could be difficult. All right, maybe we'll leave that one. I don't want to risk another bout of insanity. Not good at this game. It's okay, most people aren't good at it. It does have a pretty steep learning curve. You can definitely get better at it surprisingly fast just by playing it. It's something like War Vet. There are still strange devices. Those didn't get too many change other than certain items, certain things that were formerly spells got moved to them. They're still fairly rare. Um, they might get a further rework from what I heard. Certain enemy types. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the learning curve on this game is pretty steep, and it's just stuff can be so brutal at killing you. It's hard to be specific, obviously, if you don't say which monsters in particular. Learning, and it, of course, it depends on which character you're playing too. You can see me getting into some real danger with this character, but he's doing okay. I mean, I'm only now 4 levels in, but this is a pretty good rogue that could definitely keep going all the way with pretty good luck. So it's not, you generally have the tools that you need to work with to kill stuff, but you can definitely get thrown into early situations that are just extremely challenging. I'm going for this flare. I'm gonna have to drop stuff. Throwing knives are... Oh, thank you for the follow. Are Jack Grayers. Stalkers are things that give people trouble. Just fighting zombies often is because they overwhelm you pretty easily. A lot of that comes down to avoidance of some fights, and when you do fight them, making good use of, if you're, say, playing War Vet, using your smoke to reduce los, to reduce damage. Lots of stuff gives shock. My first game of ghouls spawns worms when meleeing. Just went mad on floor and lost XP. Yeah, ghouls, they start with literally nothing. They just have their frenzy ability. Mastering the use of that is the key to them doing well. And then you obviously have to find stuff. Yeah, rogue is a pretty strong starting class. It did get nerfed pretty hard with the changes to the silent and, I guess, or not silent, to lithe and dexterous, so that those don't give move speed advantage, but it's still a strong starting class. What was I going to do there? Oh yeah, I was going to drop stuff. Got a lot of stuff. Maybe it's time for the throwing knives just to go. Throwing knives can be used in like deep water, but that's not... Oh right, terrified of... Okay, alrighty. So that's a little bit of a problem. Kazaya is in here. And I could go... I can use my cloud mines, and I probably will. But now I have the issue of how to kill her because I'm terrified due to that stupid snake. Just got to level up, so how are we going to deal with this? Do I want Stout Spirit? Not a bad call. I do have Dark Bolt. Let's try Cloud Mines. Let's get on our Tommy gun. If we're lucky, she may not come back into range. Let's put this off and put on our dagger. We're going to sit here with the Tommy gun. Maybe we'll luck out and lose Terrify. Okay, I'm even going to rest. So she's wandered off completely. There we go. Now we can go back to Stabbity Stab. These snakes are making... Jeez. Might be better just to... Oh, look who just wandered into fire and got himself killed. Okay. So, thankfully I took Stout Spirit. I'm going to have to take her down with a Tommy gun shot. Ugh, stupid. She's gonna wander back into view. Oh, she's already forgotten about me. No, she hasn't forgotten about me. Okay, so to be absolutely sure, I'm just gonna Tommy gun her because she's being kind of non-cooperative. Thank you for the follow, Dragon Cat. Yeah, for Frenzy, you really have to master when to use it. Remember to break los whenever you manage your los, because if you do that, you won't be mesmerized by stuff. Get stuff to come at you around a corner so that you don't have to see everything else and get shocked by it. Managing your shock is a big deal. That room was just especially painful for me. Now we gotta drop something. I don't know why I'm carrying a flare gun. Okay, got rid of that stupid snake that was just the absolute... Alright, so it was a room just filled with these snakes. Not good for me, because I still have that phobia. Let's, Oh, I lost Darkbolt. That is unfortunate. That permanent blessing is nice, but, oops. That's a really good spell. I'll probably find it again, but yeah, I don't have a way of... I think we got some oozes. I have not found the exit yet. This is a curious... Okay, for these guys, I'll probably try to use, say, the cult. Because I really don't want to get poisoned by them. Oh. Okay, I got infected. These things are really... Oh my god, they're so annoying. Glad it didn't poison me. I do think I have... No, I don't have curing. Could have been very bad. Really? Jesus. I don't believe this is like my luck. Huh? What happened there? Why? Oh. Okay. Thankfully it blinded them as well as it blinded me, so kind of lucked out on that one. Alright, so for this guy, we're gonna stab and stab. They stepped on the blindness trap and blinded themselves as well as me, but it was actually useful because I was able to get out of that entanglement. All caps frenzy. It's that good, huh? I have another skull. I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and ID its vitality. Any other potion? That's insulate. Alright. 89% is a little bit dangerous to go reading that last scroll, so we'll just have to Make do without. I don't want to read unID'd scrolls until more of a level is cleared, because it could be bad. You could teleport randomly to a really bad. We are getting a lot of skulls. I'm not sad about that. These guys. +2 and vicious, I probably can stab them. This guy doesn't want to ever forget me ever, so I guess I'm gonna have to try. Nope. It's difficult to destroy those corpses. Don't have a ton of lantern charges left, but I do have enough. Okay, this one is transmutation, that's good to know. That means it is, that's the one that could be teleport, because that's the domain of the teleport spell is the transmutation school. This fountain is lowering my shock. How did you not shout? Whatever. Oh, okay. Lost my leather jacket. Yet again. One of these guys, my favorite. See, the last time I tried to stab them, just got to level 5 by exploring that secret. So what do we want to take now? Lithe is not a bad one. Okay, we've got another cultist. We will set up a stab. Down he goes. Just another +2 dagger. We'll drop that. We don't have much shock left. We're going to drop this dagger and read this. It was a transmutation spell. We got a potion, so we turned that dagger into a potion. Now any well-enchanted stuff we find, we can cast this spell. And that spell is very good because we can use it to make other scrolls. Go ahead and read this 2-stack. That is searching. Great spell to have found. I could try to raid that crypt, but it's difficult in the dark. I only have 2 flares. I don't have a source of light. It's not the worst idea, but it's not the best idea. Oh, that would be the ghost. That's a ghost who's patrolling the crypt. They often do that. Not every single crypt has a ghost patrolling it, but many do. They're invisible. You can see them and get experience for spotting them once by casting See Invisible, but otherwise it's difficult to hit them. And they can phase through walls, but they can't see through walls. And if they're chasing you, if they spot you, they will chase you as far as they can. But as soon as you break loose with them in any way, they'll begin heading back to where they patrol. They can surprise you though, because, well, they're invisible and they can sometimes just sort of phase through a wall as part of their normal patrolling, like motion, and you don't even know that there's one there, and suddenly you're getting hit by a ghost. And they don't do any actual damage, but they decrease your spirit and they terrify you. And being terrified can be pretty bad, as you saw earlier. Dust Vortex, you really don't want to let these things capture you. They'll like blind you and do like some melee damage and keep kind of pulling you in, and it can be bad news if you have no way to counter it. On the exit, that's cool. Oh, I can go ahead and use my searching spell. Should kind of be doing that so that I don't hit traps and so that I get the XP from spotting traps. Only got 30% shock and we've explored a good deal of the level. These guys, I just have to kind of wait for them to move out of my way. Oh. Summons do not steal XP. The reason is that you do not gain XP by killing monsters in this game. You gain XP by spotting stuff. Yeah, that would happen. Yep, yeah, you don't get XP on kills. It's a neat system for this game because it has a really aggressive forward progress clock, so exploring or not is a decision that you kind of have to make. Yeah. Is a decision you have to make kind of carefully. See, I have to rest off this. Hey, we got rewarded for that though. I'm not going to carry this asbestos suit. Now I'm going to get out of here. In darkness, we have we're at 90%, now 95%. Just getting past these guys. Those worms can move through debris and such. Now I can't really go reading this mystery scroll because it could teleport me and I don't have a lot of shock left and I'd have to waste a flare to get back. Not a fan of that, so go ahead and put on my pump shotgun. That's a better shooting weapon in a pinch. It's a good idea to go ahead and cast search. You do have to worry about the shock that it adds. I don't even have cool-headed. I will be taking cool-headed soon, but yeah, you see that trap I just spotted and these other traps that I'm spotting, doors that I'm spotting even before they're in Los, which is when I could normally detect them. But I am getting shock every time most things you do. Ooh, there's another one. Okay. Cloud mines you. Thankfully, the other one did not wake up. So what I have to do is wait for cloud mines to recharge. Hope he doesn't wander around here. There he is. Oh, he weakened me, huh? Start with the cloud mines. Oh, and then he healed himself. Am I slow? I'm not slow. We're going to start with the zombie dust. Got him. Yeah, if I'm weakened, I possibly can't. It decreases your halves melee damage. I might have still been able to kill him with the stab, but those things are... Oh, of course. Let me drop something. Oh, I'm only 9% overweight, so what will I drop? Just temporarily. I guess the hammer. Wait, this guy might actually just forget me for a little bit, and I can go stab him. He has a lot less HP than Mr. Bloaty. See, these guys I can stab relatively easily. Him, not as much. So I will miss every single shotgun shot, because that has seemed to have been the thing that I do recently. Ah, now we don't have... Great. Alright. Glad I had to eat 5 billion shock. I was just thinking that about my dropping the hammer. I was like, watch, I'll actually end up needing the hammer. And yep, that's what happened. Let's get back our dagger. Probably got our exit over here somewhere. This guy. They can light you on fire and do other nasty stuff. Are you gotta be kidding me. Now what is up with my like stabs that have just failed to like kill by 1 HP? It's very frustrating. Okay, looks like we gotta go down. I've hit my shock limit for this level. There's still more to explore, but we're a little bit limited by that. We're actually doing good XP wise, I would say, fairly above average. I haven't used my Horn of Malice so far. Probably that is a mistake. But I only do have 4 charges. This guy you gotta be careful with. Thankfully he doesn't have too much HP. That I do not want to stab. That was another stalker. Oh, these colors means there's a strange color on the level, so I have to be careful, especially with this layout. Jeez. Those will confuse you, and they move in a kind of a strange... Speaking of... Oh, wow, that's a mummy. Those I really want to get in there and get those potions. The strange color being in here is not helping simplify my life. Maybe what I need is some of Gwyneth Paltrow's goop to simplify my life. Always use your Gwyneth Paltrow goop products before entering the cult of the Starry Nights evil church, just so you can feel refreshed. That's a zealot over there. I'd like to open this door. He might have heard that, might not. No, he didn't. This whole like area over, yeah, see, this is making me very nervous. That strange color, long hallway with like worms to kind of bog you down. Love to go back and get that mummy, but that mummy is a non-trivial thing to kill. With a cloud mine stab, I might. The issue is that well, what I can also do is a tactical stick of dynamite. See how that kind of works out. Might have killed it outright. Sure looks like it did. We just got a level up. So that was 1 stick of dynamite for all the stuff in here. Decent enough trade. Go ahead and finally take cool-headed. Okay, we're a bit way down now at 100%, so we have to drop something. Looks like we got another invocation. Reading that will not lighten our load at all, though. Tommy gun. Got a decent amount of Colt, and we don't have much shotgun shots left. We have 7, so I don't necessarily want to throw them away. Let's try this clear potion. There is insight. Cool. Alright. It's a little bit more interested in the non-invocation scroll, because at this point the only invocations that are left are Mayhem and Azeroth's Wrath, I think it's called. That's not a great spell. It's like an AoE blast. At skill 2 from a scroll it's okay, but at skill 1 it's not so amazing. But other schools could be better. Oh, so we have Transmute. I can definitely transmute the search spell. And we got a new spell. How about that? Let's read it and see what it is. Enfeeble, that's a nice one. Not that great for me, but can be a good way to get out of taking some damage. Spell shield, summon creature. I can try to trade up a summon creature. Ore of Decay, that's probably a better scroll overall. More reliable at least. Might want to go ahead and I'm gonna read one of these. That was indeed Azathoth's Wrath. Azathoth, yeah. I thought it was Azeroth. Azeroth is probably from some other game, I don't know. +3 dagger just lying on the ground. I will take it. I will drop my +2 dagger and transmute that. Decent chance that it will turn into something if it's +2, but not that high of a chance. World of Stone Soup. Azeroth is a word from a game, right? I didn't just like pull that out of the air, isn't it? Revolver bullets. Not even carrying a revolver, so that's not going to do me much good. Another wizard. I shall stab him. Down he goes. Got a new scroll. Barada Crudix. And another. Yeah, they often kind of spawn in groups. What do you guys think I'm going to do to this wizard? Get your votes in. Okay. He moved to the side like there was something else, like that he summoned. So I'm going to rest up and recharge the old cloud mines before I go. Indeed. I don't know if he summoned that, but... Feeble. He could have summoned it. Yeah, if you see them move to the side like that, be very afraid, because then something else is coming, and quite often it will be worse than... Okay, this is pretty bad. Ah, not my best move. Now I have to rest off all this confusion. To see if there's... Probably should be casting search in situations like this. Ugh, these guys. Once we get up here, we should be able to... By should, I mean might. Good lord. Aha. Cloud mines. Let us do a flare. I'd like to open that door and get whatever's in there, but oh, I didn't mean to hit you. Oh, you forgot about me. That's convenient. Wait, how did you... Oops, we could have a problem here. Enfeeble is gonna enfeeble something random. How are these guys like... Oh, is it the light? I don't think it's the light. Oh, shoot, now I'm really in trouble. That really didn't work. Yeah, we could be in a real world of pain here, because this sort of nonsense with all these guys. I don't know what alerted him that second time. Maybe that other worm being alert. I forget what even alerted that worm because I didn't hit anything. But yeah, this could be the end if we don't. Yeah, Azathoth, that's, you just kind of see what happens with Azathoth. It doesn't do all that much. It doesn't do all that much. I can read a random scroll that might be teleport, but not the biggest fan of that. I unfortunately cannot throw since I have this stupid flare out. The flare turned out to be like the bane of everything because I can't kick this guy. These guys could confuse me on the next turn because there's several of these mine worms that are hostile to me now, or aware of me, I should say. I don't really have a random quaff that oh, Horn of Malice? Nah, that's probably not going to work. It's probably not going to work because, what are my spells left? Well, there's Terrify, there's Haste, there's Pestilence. Those might work. We'll try it. I screwed up. Okay, there's Slow. Okay, he missed. Alright. We got lucky. Dexterous kind of saved our butt there. Optimal play. Optimal play. Taking a lot of insanity hits. So slow sort of almost, slow plus luck got me out of that. Because dexterous does give me a decent chance to dodge stuff, of course, but no reason not to cast Search now. There's the exit I was looking for a while ago. Now there's some shotgun shells back in there, but I don't think it's really worth the risk of going for that. Hey, what's up? River Fiend and E-Bearing? E-Bearing showed up for the wrong game. Showed up for the wrong game. Maybe he doesn't even know what DCSS looks like and that he thinks this is DCSS. I mean, they say that devs don't play. Another wizard. Guess what we're gonna do to the wizard? I hope you guessed stab because that's what we did. It's again carrying too much stuff. I think we go ahead and drop the hammer now. Well, by drop I mean transmute it because that's what we'll do. Okay, notice that didn't lower my shock at all. That's because I guess I had 16%. Didn't get anything out of the old hammer. Did get a new scroll that I would like to ID. And another scroll. Really been lucking out with scrolls, I have to say. Hopefully we'll find Darkbolt again. I would really like to have that spell. Although back in that one critical situation where we almost got killed, it actually... Oh, that is a spider. Okay, there's a cultist priest. We are on depth 13 though. And if you know what happens with respect to cultist priests when you get past depth 10, you will know why I don't want to go killing that cultist priest. I would like to do would be to lure him. Yeah, for the advice about tombs is don't raid a tomb until it's like the last thing that you're prepared to do on a level. That way you can run to the exit. You have to be careful because there are some things like mummies that cast spells at you that you just may not be able to really resist. Rogue can get away with it a little bit better because they at least can cloud mines. We kind of have to go through here, so what I might like to do is shout to get this guy to come over here and just kind of do the old loop-de-loop. Now I can walk back in here and go about with my day. How'd you go about tacking a new vault? Well, one of the things you need to do when you make a new vault anyway is know which file to put it in. So you need to figure out which file it would belong in, which depends on the vault. Put it in there as a new entry, and then once it's in there, restart crawl so that the desk file is loaded. And you'll see a message when you start it up if you're starting it from the command line. If you start it from the app, you won't see this. It'll actually say reloading such and such .des, And that's a way of knowing that it saw that the file had changed, because it will only reload a desc file if it sees that the file is different. And then you can use and p. Ampersand to go into wizard mode, and P, uppercase P, to place it. And then just type a substring that matches the name of your vault. So obviously it helps if you name your vault something that's somewhat unique, but that is a ghoul. I can stab ghouls. Ghouls usually start encountering ghouls a bit earlier than this. It's somewhat late to see one for the first time. I don't really have a reason to keep exploring on this level. Alright, so that guy didn't die, which is not super surprising. It's fairly rare. Okay, this one is not awake, so we're going to have to go down to the next level, which is sort of unfortunate, but oh well. Level 7. What do we want to take? At this point, we could take Treasure Hunter. Not a bad trait, because that will give us more items. Silent is helpful. Not really required. I usually don't take Silent on Rogue, because later on you don't really find doors. Swimming, not making noise while swimming is nice. Your melee attacks are already silent. Yeah, it is a very good level for this depth. That's definitely true. I'm doing very well XP wise because we found so many scrolls. We've also found monoliths, a decent quantity of monoliths. So overall, we're good. We're above average. So we already took Cool Headed. Eventually, we can take Courageous. Self-aware is a trait that's really good if you get Teleport. Right now, it's not so amazing. I might have Teleport, I might not, and I can always take it like the next turn. We're still a ways away from level 20 even, which is once you get past 20, that's where having Teleport is particularly good, I would say. So Treasure Hunter or just going for Strong Spirit. I don't yet have Dark Bolt or anything I can really dump that really needs a lot of spirit points. So I'm going to go for, I think I'm just going to go for Treasure Hunter. Eventually we'll probably take Courageous to get more shock reduction. Treasure Hunter does nothing for us. Ooh, Axe +3. That is a transmute target. Sadly, did not pan out. It only affects, newly generated levels. Another wizard. I've had such a great track record against these wizards. And it only continues. Oh, that's good. This could be our teleport spell. These rooms can be kind of dangerous because often they'll spawn a higher level monster, and as you can see, there is cover, but it's like surrounded by water, which kind of makes noise. It's a cool guy, dude. Deep ones. Yeah, you often encounter those somewhat earlier. They throw entangling nets at you, which are not a fun. Okay, this is a Kaga offspring. I will Cloud Mines and stab this one and stab that other one that I just ran into. I'm going to shut this door and quaff some water and let my rod recharge. Yeah, they do. They no longer throw spears. They only throw nets. They just hit you with heavy melee. Nope, they don't throw spears. They just throw nets at you. All right. Yeah, so any Kaga would have been in this little room right here because they can't open doors. Yeah, the nets are pretty bad. You get if you get entangled. I honestly think the nets need to be slightly re-implemented so they're not so silly. Like you can stay tangled for just so long. I feel it's a bit excessive at times. Okay, so this guy I walk up to in the dark. You can miss even with that extra like 98% chance. That's an example of it. Hopefully I don't miss again. 73%. I can't really afford to wait a really long time. Yeah, so they are somewhat nerfed, but they're still certainly dangerous. Okay, we got don't know what's over there. Kind of dangerous to go checking it out. Let's go check out this spell. That was opening. Let's check out this other spell. That is light. That's a good spell. Well, that's probably it for this level. War Vets. Well, War Vets are one of the like stronger starting classes, I think. War Vets, Invokers, probably the strongest too. Rogue is pretty strong as well. I think it's not the War Vets you got to worry about, it's some of the other ones. Don't have any other shotgun shots. Well, we're doing pretty good. 3 Vitality, we've got a Fortitude. Still have our trusty Horn of Malice. That'll be fun to use on the Mummy level, I have to say. Wow, for once we find the exit right away. Let's go open this. Yeah, I mean, I think that was still the case even 2 versions ago. War Vet was just, it starts with so much stuff. Smoke grenade, those are handy. Got a strange color on this level. I might kind of head elsewhere. He said as he then went. Okay, that is a cultist priest, which is probably carrying Zool. That's what I was talking about earlier, I guess spoilers, but cultist priests past level 10 have a chance to carry Zool, who is a respawning. Well, I mean, yeah, they did have a, mid game is scary, but like, what would you compare them to that's much easier mid game? I mean, ghouls are certainly really strong, but I feel a lot of people weren't playing ghouls that much. They're just like a top tier class overall. If you play them a certain way, they certainly can be, but the thing about this game is that every character pretty much wants to be using spells, and there's a surprising amount of stuff you can kind of do, and a lot of people kind of put their characters into archetypes that don't. Like, they would like, oh, I'm a ghoul, I don't use spells. You definitely should use spells on a ghoul, also on a war vet. Oh no. No. Alright, so they only confuse you if they are adjacent to you, but you can see they will follow you. Okay, fine. Oh, alright. They have a very strange movement pattern, which you just kind of saw there. They will move off in these strange, like, directions. Well, they'll kind of keep moving always in a diagonal direction. Okay, that's what we got here. Okay, that's a wizard. see what we have. +2 club. You can transmute that. Don't get anything out of it. Do I have any more of decay? I can go ahead and transmute this in feeble. Nothing. Spell shield. I will not transmute that one because that's a good spell. Got a decent amount of shock left, but not that much. Can't really do a lot. Getting closer and closer to Egypt. Well, I got some XP out of it. Yeah, it's searching, casting search for that extra XP. It adds up. Early search will help. That was another factor that was very helpful. I could kill that guy or try to stab him. Oh, that's another thing I could take is ruthless, so to get additional stabbing damage. Not sure I really need to. Another wizard. And a deep one. That's a little bit scarier. Got him. Fortunately, I can't really get in that water because I will make noise. Let's go ahead and quaff this insight. Got a lot of fire resistance. Wow, a lot of curing. 6 potions of curing. Do I want to drop the pistol at this point? I need to drop something because we're just too full. One of the problems of Treasure Hunter. Well, it's this problem right here. Iron spikes are still useful. Oh yeah, this is that bug where you can't drop individual numbers. Guess I'll drop the shotgun. Then you go and give me more shotgun ammo. Yep, first world treasure hunter problems indeed. How much is that? 6 plus like 7? 13 to 14. Yeah, let's do this and drop the pistol. Oh, I'd really like that scroll, whatever that is. Can we see what that is? Dark bolt. Perfect. Oh, hey, that made noise. But he forgot about me. I got so greedy, I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and take it. Now I can quaff curing, and there we go. Wow, look at this. Couple Zot Trap effects. Well, there you go. I'll have to go do a pass over that and just kind of check it out. Didn't get nothing for that. There's our friend. We're going to steer clear of this area. Yeah, I'll go play around with Zot traps a little bit and sort of see. We don't want them to be like too much stronger, but we also don't want them to be like, I don't think nerfed very much. They're in a decent place danger-wise right now, so that's about my only concern. Is that the balance feels about right. I was thinking it might actually work to like make no op, because I think you have it set up right now, although I haven't read that commit, so that they always do something, and it might make sense to add like no op as some of the effect, potentially if balance is a concern. But another wizard. More shotgun ammo. We can use our open spell. Darkbolt again, and Feeble. Alright, so let's, I guess we can hold on to, we don't have to relearn Darkbolt right now. Darkbolt is actually pretty nice as a scroll, decent enough anyways. Yeah, sounds good. And Feeble as a scroll is not bad actually. It's probably more useful as a scroll than it is as a spell because it works on multiple monsters. Maybe I want to hold on to it. I do really want to get teleport though. So maybe to that end I will transmute. And we'll oh, I can't drop these due to that menu bug. That's kind of unfortunate. So I got that gong gave me extra health, which is cool, at the cost of permanent deafness, but it's semi-permanent. It won't wear off, but you can cure it. And I happen to have 6 curing potions, so it was like no problem. Not a problem at all. Coming on up on Egypt. Let's cast Search and Light. Don't have much left of our lantern. We do have light. Oh. Oof. That's, we're going to wait for this guy to get next to us. Cloud mines. Stab them. We'll shut the door on that energy vortex. Pick this stuff up. We are carrying quite a lot of potions. Any that we can transmute. Thank you for the follow, colon simulator. Yeah, so might be nice to get rid of some of these potions. Oh, I can't drop them. Really need to get that bug fixed. It's kind of a problem actually. I wonder if Non has fixed that. Oh, apparently not. Well, we're kind of stuck with the weird UI where it's hard to drop stuff. Is there something about like it working on number pad? Let's try that. That didn't seem to work. Do I need to test a vault before you test? Well, you want to place it. and look at it and see if it looks right in your, check it in tiles. It's best if you can check it in tiles on console, but depending on the vault, it may not be too, you know, too critical to do that. Then you can make a pull request. That's the best way to submit a vault. You can't just give it to like me and PM or something. If it's just a single vault, I can just merge it after maybe doing a pass over it. Pull request is the typical way. That requires you to use Git and and do some additional setup stuff that you would have to possibly learn how to do if you've never done it before, but it's not too bad. But if it's just a vault, you can submit a Mantis ticket with it. If you have a Mantis login and upload it that way, that's going to be less effort than setting up a pull request. Or you can, if it, like I said, you can just give it to me in PM and on Discord, and I can give you some feedback. Gosh damn it. Oh, this thing is... We're still overweight. That was actually rather dangerous opening that door. Well, not really. You have slow movement, not slow actions, I guess. I'm kind of stuck with too much. I actually can't drop these individual potions. Spikes? Don't really want to drop the spikes. How much? Don't really want to drop my shotgun. Gosh, it's really tough. We are definitely running into carrying capacity issues. Guess I'll drop the spikes. I can't even carry this. I guess we have to drop the shotgun. I don't think we have much choice. Go back and get those spikes because they're going to be of some value. Yeah, that UI bug is kind of a pain. I would still have problems even if I dropped certain potions and transmuted them, but you can transmute potions into other potions, so I would want to do that, and maybe I would get some good potions out of it, and then I'd be back in the same... Okay, a bunch of zombies. I'm probably just going to avoid them. I could try to stab them. The problem is that... Insight. Let us see what this benign. That's spirit. Good. It's a flare. The 1% shock. Can go over here and check out this area. More Tommy gun ammo. It's the other side of this, so I'd like that Tommy gun ammo, that's for sure. But here we go again. Don't want to drop the Horn of Malice. We have Para, Confusion. Those potions could be blindness. Huh. Unlock doesn't work, huh? That's interesting. Wonder if that bug can be gotten around. Yeah, the patch, actually what you want to read is start there. Contribution process. Just dual wield the Tommy guns, yep. Docs develop might have an example of making a pull request. Contribution process document there might also have it, I forget. Like I said, if you want a shorter approach, you can submit something on Mantis, but you may not have a Mantis/Tavern account, so you can't register for new accounts right now, which kind of sucks. Something we're looking into fixing. Oh man, this is really bad. Oh, I'm still carrying the shells. Well, that helped, but it did not solve our problem. It's scaring where every build ends up stealth archer. Yeah, I mean, you can take strong backed, or I think you need to take tough to get strong backed to get more carrying capacity, but this is like an excess of riches, basically. Not that typical. Oh, look at this. I'm carrying a Tommy gun. That's why I didn't unload it. Jeez. I was like, I should have more capacity than this. I was carrying the entire gun. I wasn't carrying the, I wasn't just carrying the ammo. Much, much easier that way. So much better. Now we have a full 6% left. Possible I could carry the shotgun, but doubtful. Okay, so on to level 18, I guess. This rogue is going pretty well. What could possibly go wrong? I want to take Ruthless. I mean, it's not terrible. I think I'm going to take Strong Spirit, because that's going to do more for me right now than Ruthless is. It's like there's, oh, that is a unique. That was Nictoris. She does carry spells. I could possibly setting up a stab on her. So how much? I don't really have a ton of throwables. I do, or throwable like dynamite Molotov, so I kind of want to save those. She might be somewhat difficult to get past. If I do a stab, I'm definitely not going to kill her. Confusion is not a bad call for her. Oh, she cursed me. How about that? Well, got her. I lost my permanent blessing. That's kind of unfortunate. Oh, okay. That was a lot of ammo wasted there. I don't know what I got out of fighting her. Guess we can transmute some of this stuff, possibly. Wow, +4 pitchfork, sure. Potion of Vitality. Can do this one as well. Much less chance that that will go anywhere. So yeah, I lost my permanent blessing. That kind of sucks. Did I get any, like... I could have, I probably should have... I didn't know that she could still curse me. She must have... Is it melee that does that? Okay, there's a giant mantis. Might be a good opportunity to... This one, stabbing this one can be a little bit rough. Let's... If I Dark Bolt, he's probably going to... Well, looks like I got... How much spirit do I have? Oh, why does it say health? Little combo of Dark Bolt and Tommy Gun. I probably could have done that Nictoris fight better. Oof. Scurry spiders. Okay. This is quite bad. I'm confused. I have fortitude. That's what we're going with. Yeah. Holy crap. Oh, I'm weakened. Okay, this one I think we can Dark Bolt. All right. That was frightening to say the least. Vispot. Oh, I'm still. Oh, because I'm still weakened. Okay, doing a good job of screwing up this run here at the end. I'm leaning on consumables to cover up some awful mistakes. Like to go ahead and raid that crypt, and then we're pretty much done with this level. I could kill this zealot, but it's not that. Empty tomb. Got any scrolls? Let's try a summon creature. Transmutation. Nothing. Kind of would like to hold on to the Ore of Decay if I can. We're on level 18, going to 19. Only one more level, and we're going to hit Egypt. We're not going to have any teleport so far, unless we finally get it at the end. Keeping up on the XP train, though. Already at XL 8. Once this lantern runs out, we'll have a little bit more carrying capacity, and then we'll just be on light. There's that Winchester rifle I was talking about earlier. Definitely don't have any use for that. There's our lantern, expired. Nice thing about the lantern is you can turn it off. One thing about being illuminated is that it decreases your stealth. So that means if you're walking around while lit, you're more likely to get spotted. For rogue, that's kind of bad. A lantern you can turn off immediately. Don't have that luxury with it's a shadow spider. Another shadow spider. Snick. Oof. So cloud mines. Can't stab these snacks. What all do we have? I'm gonna go back into this other area. I don't know that mind worm area is the best place to be. Let's go ahead and recharge our cloud mines. Okay. These guys, they take damage from, that's a second batch of shadow spiders. Eventually this spell is going to wear off. I guess I could have cast light again. There he is. Wow. There were so many of them. Well, it would be nice to get in there. What is that? Potion of Vitality? I already have 6 potions of Vitality. That is a lot of potions of Vitality. Let me tell you. Okay. Not so bad. Just a crystal ooze. What did we get out of that? Forgot. It was a potion. Either way, I guess we're going on to Egypt now. One other potion of vitality would be kind of cool, but I have 6. I don't know how much I would. Yeah, my shock is a little bit too high, I think. Okay, so here we are. Here will be. This is the Egypt level. We got mummies here. This is where hopefully. Oh wow, transmutation. This is where we hope that Horn of Malice will find its time to shine for the first time in the run. Let the mummies fight amongst themselves, he said, before he donned his fedora. Oh, what is this, though? Let's transmute this. Got nothing. Just fully exploring because there can be items that are generated here. Okay, we just spotted all the bros. That's all the mummies. Just got to level up. I'm going to go ahead and take self-aware. I'm going to blow the Horn of Malice. So this unique mummy here is Khephren, mummified 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh, apparently. He has like some nasty spells. We're not going to let old Khephren. So the mummies are all going to fight each other. They are eventually going to like wander over here. And I'm going to use probably a smoke grenade. Khufu knockoff. I forget, is Khufu in this one? I don't think Khufu is. There's Nictorius, there's Khephren, there's I guess just those 2. What's up, Grimfoe? I think so. I only have 1 smoke grenade. We're not getting a lot of throwables, the red throwables that you see right there this run. We're getting tons of potions, a lot of scrolls, so it's not like the end of the world or anything, but so what we have here is a Tommy gun type situation. Probably should have thrown that a bit earlier. Now I don't. Oh, there's old Kepi. See ya. Oh, he cast Decay. There. That's a spell that Khephren can cast. Khephren probably killed the other mummies. There's 1 dead. There's a scroll. Spell shield. Okay, so that's the level. One charge basically did it, along with the use of a smoke grenade. So the way this level works is one of these 4 rooms has randomly the exit. You can see the first one I opened did. So you don't have to fight the mummies. You can use all sorts of tricks to get past them. Going back over to here, you can like bust a wall through right here and kind of create a loop. Otherwise, it doesn't loop it. It just kind of it sort of spirals back in, and you'll be trapped unless you can teleport out. But you can create a loop and use, something like haste spell, and sort of gain speed on them and then loop them around and run. You want to get all their attention and kind of send them on a giant, Looney Tunes chase after you, casting haste a bunch of times to get a lead, because they're all normal speed. Let's check out this scroll. Do we have insight potions? We don't. Come on, teleport. No, it's not teleport. Wasn't teleport. I'm very disappointed. I'm gonna learn spell shield, and then I'm gonna drop. We're gonna transmute. Got nothing. So we're gonna have to do this without teleport, I guess. We don't have that much ACP left. But yeah, this was a great rogue introduction, so you see how rogue plays. I'll probably leave off right now. Check something out here. Yeah, we have enough time to start up a DCSS chart. Probably only going to play for about an hour though, unfortunately, because I only wanted to stream for a few hours today. But this was a good sort of intro to playing the rogue, and you can see this one got to the end game. I'll sort of save this and maybe continue it next stream. He's well set up to win. I'm not super experienced with rogue. I could definitely screw this up from here. I'm used to having teleport, and I'm pretty aggressive at searching for it because it gives you a lot of extra safety. I took self-aware already, which isn't going to be getting me a whole lot until I actually find teleport, and by the time I find it, it might sort of be too late. The reason why you take self-aware, by the way, is because it gives you confusion resistance, and unless you have skill 3 teleport, which is only available if you are a transmuter, one of the occultist class, and I'm not a transmuter, even the scroll is only at skill 2, so you have to be at level 8 and be a transmuter to cast it at skill 3. So otherwise you'll either cast it from skill 1 or get it from skill 2 from a scroll, and in either case it confuses you for a small-ish number of turns after you land. And self-aware gives you confusion resistance, so that means you're just a lot safer because you don't have any confusion. That's why that's pretty valuable.